Hello and welcome into tonight's CLNS Media Patriots Roundtable. I'm your host, Nick Quaglia, sitting here with Mike Molyneaux tonight. No Marv is on. He's out on vacation. All right, so this past weekend, the Patriots beat the Bills, covered the minus 6.5 point spread, beat the Bills 24-17. And something that was very noticeable about this past weekend, there's a lot of questions going into it, been the question basically all season long. When the Patriots were winning earlier in the year, it was the defense playing out of their minds. And the defense is still solid. We might have, overrated them a little bit. A lot of people at the time were like, oh, is this one of the best defenses possibly of all time, trying to compare them to some of the greatest defenses of all time. Well, now they've kind of come back down to earth. They're still a very solid, good, great defense, but they're nowhere near that caliber. Now, we look at this offense, and the offense struggled a lot at the start of the season. They struggled not at the start of the season. They struggled more once they got into really solid competition. And this past weekend, nothing different. Playing the Bills. Bills, one of the best defenses in the NFL. So after this weekend's win over the Bills, again, they scored 24 points. Mike, do you have any confidence that the Patriots offense, now as we head into the postseason, are you confident in them, and are they finally starting to click? What do you think?
Here's what I'll say about the Patriots offense. Obviously, I think everybody knows this is not the same offense they had at the beginning of the season. There's no Antonio Brown.
They were putting up everything. They were putting up a ton of points.
Easily. Dropping 30 points a game with no problem. But you had Antonio Brown on the team at a point. You had Josh Gordon. Now this offense has gone through different changes. Guys have come and gone. And obviously, we all know they've struggled. And the thing is, as much as we've talked about the struggles over the weeks, you look at this game that they had against the Bills, and in crunch time, when it was very necessary, they were able to find a way. Whether it was Edelman making big plays like he usually does, Jacoby Myers stepped up and had some big catches. N'Keal Harry got finally the number of snaps we probably felt he should have been having since he's been healthy.
Yeah, he's part of the offense.
He looked very much a part of the offense again in that game last Saturday against the Bills. So, headed into the postseason, obviously, Patriots have secured that spot. It's still up for grabs if they secure the number 2 seed and have that first round bye. But here's what I'll say about this offense, and I've said it before and I've said it again, where I remain confident about this team because of who the head coach is and who the quarterback is. I believe in crunch time, yes. Have we seen better offenses through the years or earlier this season? We have. Has Tom Brady had better weapons in the past? Yes, he has. We all know that. But for some reason, some way, Belichick, Brady, and in a sense a little bit Josh McDaniels, since he's been here for years too, they find a way. And we're about to shift over into playoff football. We're heading into the postseason. There's 1 week left. And then it's all about postseason football. And if there's one team that I trust who has remained the same over the years, it's the New England Patriots, Bill Belichick, and Tom Brady. Yes, have the weapons changed? Like I said, they have. But if I had to put my trust in a team that'll find a way, if there's 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter and you need a team to drive down the field, I don't want anybody else coaching this team but Bill Belichick, and I don't want any other quarterback throwing the ball but Tom Brady. So does the Baltimore Ravens or the Kansas City Chiefs have better weapons out there and younger talent? Sure. Yeah. The shiny new toys that have come around in the recent years. Yes, obviously. But one team that remains consistent and have done it for what we're talking about, the past 20 years almost? Tom Brady, Bill Belichick.
Since I was 8 years old.
They've been around and they've been doing it and getting it done for years now. So I believe this team, just like they showed against the Bills, they can somehow find a way no matter who's on the field. And we've had this conversation over the years with different randoms they've had lined up on the field for Tom Brady. They somehow find a way, and I think this is yet again another year where I'm going to keep the faith and believe that no matter the situation, Patriots, Belichick, Brady, they can find a way with this offense.
Okay, but you know what I don't get? And this relates to the topic, but the offense, so they're starting to click in, and like you said, like if you're going to trust a team to figure this out, as we get into crunch time. It's going to be Bill Belichick. It's going to be Tom Brady. It's going to be Josh McDaniels. I am just so confused. And in when I was looking down, when I was checking my phone, I just wanted to double check the injury report. Philip Dorsett, where did he go?
I don't know what happened to that guy.
He wasn't hurt. No receptions.
But this is what the Patriots do, and it's something we've looked at it. It's kind of similar to the running back situation that the Patriots have had over the years. 1 week, one guy is featured heavily, and you think, oh, he's a huge part of this offense.
Yeah,
and
but
another
he's
week
missing.
It's the Patriot way, Nick. It's
this
the
guy
Patriot
doesn't
way.
exist. He might not even be on the team.
Dorsett is there, and he's probably practicing all week. He's fully healthy, but for some reason, the game comes and he's just non-existent for whatever reason. I don't know, but he's there. And excuse me, at least you know that the Patriots have a body there that they can depend on if need be. Excuse me.
Yeah, you're right. He'll probably end up AFC Championship MVP too.
Because
you're right. That's what they do. Like this guy's probably going to show up out of nowhere. But it's just at the start of the year, it was like he seemed like one of Tom Brady's go-to guys. Yeah, he seemed like he was going to be an integral part of this offense, especially an offense that ended up struggling. And all of a sudden, poof, this guy's gone. He just doesn't exist in the offense anymore.
It's
Mike, before we keep going, guys, football playoff races are heating up. The Seahawks, they went down this weekend to the Cardinals. What is happening? If you bet on that one, if you bet on the Cardinals, which let me tell you, I did not, you won some good money. You can follow all the action at betonline.ag as your favorite team makes their way to the end of the regular season. It's all about playoffs and draft picks this week, and betonline.ag is there for you during all of the late season drama. Up-to-date information, including odds and lines, every spread, every winner or loser, straight bet, parlay, or tease your way through the entire season. So before the next kickoff, guys, head over to BetOnline to receive your 50% welcome bonus, and be sure to use our promo code CLNS50 and take advantage of our great offer today. Do it today. Pause the video. Go do it. Type it in. Come back to the video. Watch the rest of it. It's done. Now you're back. Bring the game home with betonline.ag, your online sports book experts. All right, yeah, but the thing is with the offense, I mean, they put up 24 points against a very solid team. Last week, during the Patriots Roundtable episodes, there were people who were giving, I guess, the run game a lot of credit. And they just beat the Bengals. That's what it came down to for me. I'm going to have to see that again against a more formidable opponent other than the Bengals. The Bengals stink. The Bengals are not good at football whatsoever. So this week they did it again against the Bills, and we've been saying it all season long. They were just a one-dimensional team because while the offensive line wasn't playing well, the run game also sucked. And when the run game sucks like that, and they didn't just suck, they really sucked. They were not doing anything. They were one of the worst. Yeah. And which is crazy because at the start of the season, we were like, this team might have a phenomenal, great
three-headed monster. We thought it was a three-headed monster.
Maybe the best in the league. People were like, Sony Michel, 1,000-yard season. That didn't happen. But once you have a run game, you at least become semi-unpredictable because if it's effective, then defenses have to prepare for you to run the ball too. There was a point in the season, a long point, where there was such their run game sucked so much that defense could just line back and just protect against the pass. And that's what it really came down to. So now that there's a run game, they're at least, again, becoming somewhat unpredictable. And we're finally kind of getting some rhythm in the offense, it seems like. We're getting some rhythm. N'Keal Harry is becoming more integrated in the offense. And this is something that we said a couple weeks ago too, right? If the Patriots offense is going to get better, the only way that they're going to get better is they're going to have to integrate N'Keal Harry into the offense because they didn't really have any other option, and they still don't really have any other option. So it's good seeing that guy come in and be a part. I mean, they clearly really want the jet sweeps to be a thing with him, which they've worked out well for the most part, except for that fourth down. But the pass game, it's starting to shape itself up. And N'Keal Harry is becoming part of it. Jacoby Myers is catching balls. Ben Watson's even getting into it. They throw a touchdown pass to Matt Lacoste against the Bills, too. So they're working basically everybody into it. So, I mean, gaining confidence, I mean, you got to gain some confidence. But am I confident that these guys can put up as many points as the Chiefs or the Ravens? I don't
know. That's where you really have to depend on this defense to hold other teams, in line, and because you don't see the Patriots scoring 30 you're going to need the defense to, hold teams to less than 20, because you're hoping that Brady and the offense can maybe give you 20, 24, 27 possibly. And one thing that you mentioned there with the tight ends, I'm happy that Brady is at least trying to pass to the tight ends. I know it's not Rob Gronkowski. We know that. But Ben Watson, since he's been back on the team, has shown to be pretty capable of making some plays. Matt LaCosse and these guys, Brady has to. Whether I know it's not Brady's fault that he has a bunch of young, unproven, receivers out there.
Yeah.
Harry, Myers. It's the Patriots and Belichick's fault for giving him these rookies to work with when he could have gone out and lined the team up full of veterans. Either way, we're headed into week 17. You have to work with what you have. And Brady just has to trust and make plays happen and trust and believe that these guys will be reliable down the stretch.
Yeah, and in this game on Saturday has to give you some kind of confidence in the offense because, again, the Bills are one of the best offenses in the NFL. Second in points scored through the entire season so far at 16 points a game. The Patriots did really well against that defense, and I think they've got a better defense than the Ravens, slightly better defense. The Ravens have a very good defense, and the Chiefs' defense has stepped up, but I still don't have a lot of faith in that defense. So the fact that they were able to put up 24 points against this Bills defense, I think is a very encouraging sign. Yeah. But again, they haven't done it enough for me to be confident enough that they are going to be able to do it in big games, in big moments. But again, I could look like an idiot because it's the Patriots, and they somehow always figure this out. We did this last season.
Sure did.
It so many times last season.
Same storyline again.
So many times. And it sucked because we ended up looking like idiots at the end of the season, which is great. I hope I look like an idiot at the end of the season. But I just don't have that confidence. I just don't have that confidence right now.
Keep the faith, man.
Before we move on, the offensive line, big piece to this offense stepping up. The offensive line has been playing much better over these last two games. Isaiah Wynn looks solid. I'm a big fan of Isaiah Wynn. He's looking to figure it out. The only side that I'm worried about is the tackle position on the far right side. But even the interior of the offensive line has looked solid. So the offensive line, I think, shaping up and looking strong, looking solid, I think it's no coincidence that the offense is now looking better than they did.
You're going to need them, man. The offensive line being clutch and strong is going to help the running game, and it's going to help Tom Brady, have time to continue to build these trusts with these young guys he has to work with.